We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
I did it.
I need it.
The hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
The Hit UK show is back with a brand new season.
I'm so happy to be back.
12 unusual suspects go undercover.
I was blown away. That was amazing. It was popping.
Can you unravel the clues and guess who is behind the mask?
Kim Cattrall.
It could be Sting.
Okay.
Everyone, who's behind the mask?
Why?
The Masked Singer UK. New episode Saturday at 6:30. Only on Game TV.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
I'm for have a hold on one at 1-5.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome, everybody. It's Out of the Fog. I'm your boy, DC, as you see below. And this is Out of the Fog, a local matters bop that goes right across the province. And we're talking to all the change makers and bringers of all the future things that our province needs so much. Tonight is no exception. We have 2 incredible brands that I'm very excited to tell you more about. One is Provincial Homecare, a multi-generational family business that has grown over generations to have hundreds of employees and take care of countless folks across the province doing the incredible work that they do. Scott's going to join us and talk about everything he's doing as part of the leadership team, as well as his evolution under the umbrella of the work that they do as an association. You're going to hear all about that. And then, of course, we have Katie and Jen from Choices for Youth. They're coming through talking about the coldest night of the year, a very important fundraising activity that helps them do their incredible work of helping to end youth homelessness via the wraparound services that they offer across the province. We're going to wrap it up with a little music video at the end. For now, we're going to throw it to the break, come right on back and hang out with Scott. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and like I told you before the break, we're hanging out with some all-stars tonight. The first is a man called Scott. What are you at?
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I want to talk to you tonight about Provincial Homecare, because the subject of care across the province is increasing so much. We know the trends. We know that we are an aging population. We also know that we are lucky to have such a voice and a number of organizations and businesses that help folks with special needs to receive care as well, not just folks that are in their older years. Enter Provincial Homecare. So I want to ask you, what is the history of Provincial Homecare, and how did this business and this hugely important and needed service in the province begin?
Yeah, absolutely. So Provincial Homecare, we're one of the largest and oldest home care providers in the province. The business was started by my grandmother in the early 90s. She was a public health nurse in rural area Newfoundland down in St. Albans.
Okay.
So she just seen an opportunity back then, you know, the demographic trends, the way things are going. people want to age in their home. They want to spend as little time in hospital as possible. So what we do is enable people to age in place, be in the comfort of their own home. You know, at our core, we are a community organization. You know, we really focus in on serving the communities around this province, every nook and cranny, and you know, making sure that people get the quality of care in their own home and enable them to spend more time with their family and in the places that they want to be.
That's a very noble motive, and you know, you're third generation in this business, and that's pretty rare and pretty amazing. You know, growing up in the family biz, doing different things, did you think that you would end up being someone who leads the organization today?
It's certainly been an interesting path to here. It was kind of all over the place. I spent a bit of time working in banking industry and was supposed to go to Toronto, but I guess the community and family roots, you know, through COVID, I kind of made the decision I didn't want to go that way and transitioned back into the family business. And you know, I'm glad that I've done that. It's been you know, a great couple of years back in the swing of things, the family business, and getting to really dig my teeth into it and learn the ropes. And we've got a great management team that I get to work with on a daily basis, and I've learned a lot from them. They've got a lot of experience. And
that's awesome. Listen, man, how important is team in what you do every day to take care of the people that you do?
Yeah, it takes an army to do everything that we do. Like, there's hundreds of people in our organization.
Wow.
And you know, really grateful for all the work that everybody does. You know, from the home support workers to our client care coordinators, the HR team, our accounting and administration. You know, it's a lot of people and a lot of moving parts. And we're really fortunate to have so many great people around us.
And that doesn't happen by accident, am I right? I mean, you don't just live day to day and hope that you're bringing the right clients and the right sort of staff into the mix. A lot of time and effort goes into that process. I can only imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know, we've got some people that have been with the company for so long that, you know, I've met them and they've come up to me and be like, oh, I have training certificates with your grandmother's signature on it, and you know, from decades ago. And like, that's pretty cool. Like, it's been decades in building this, and you know, the snowball effect of compounding it over time, and you know, really fortunate to get to be a part of it now and continue on with that growth.
It's pretty amazing to hear that folks are coming up and talking about, you know, the woman who started it all and certificates of training and all the things that go along with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that must make you guys feel pretty proud. I want to say, you know, having her look in on what goes on the day-to-day now, looking down on it, do you think that even she would have expected that it would be what it has become?
It's funny that you mentioned that question came up, you know, during the holiday season, and one of the managers brought it up to Neil, who's the CEO now and has been running the company for the last 2 decades. And he had a pretty good answer to it. I'll try and paraphrase as best I can, but it was kind of along the lines of like, I don't know if she would have ever thought it would have gotten to be where it is now, but I think she'd be really proud if she could see it.
So I'm going to ask you, looking into the future of where things are going, you know, in terms of province and where they are in the province, rural versus city and all this, you know, what are your thoughts on the opportunities and challenges that you guys may face in the run of a day?
I'll start with the challenges, and I think that, you know, a lot of people know about the labor shortage and the difficulties with staffing within healthcare, and we're certainly not immune to that. You know, we've got an excellent HR team. We're bringing on people every single day, but with the demographics the way they are and the population aging in this province, there's just such a high need for home support workers. So that's definitely a big challenge for us.
Sure.
Where I see opportunities is like things like training and using technology. You know, these are things that we use at Provincial Homecare, and we've always tried to be a leader in. You know, we have online training programs that we built ourselves. We consulted with healthcare professionals, and we've got 17 different modules and an online platform that our employees can access and do these courses, which was really kind of kicked off by COVID. You know, COVID was a challenge for everybody in healthcare, and we were no exception to that. So we had to kind of adapt and overcome. And, you know, since day one, our mission has been driven around quality and making sure that we're providing the best possible quality of care for the people that we service. So during COVID, it was how do we make sure that that quality still stays there? Like, it was a real test on our quality policies, our quality, and the quality assurance side of things. It was also a test on our ability to adapt and use technology. So that was an interesting challenge now, and with COVID kickstarting it, we've continued to push forward. So we've got the training modules, we've got software that we use for scheduling our clients and keeping track of client information and making sure that like every little detail gets taken care of, whether it be somebody needs a nursing delegation to get their insulin, and making sure that that's being done correctly. Or if it's, somebody has some kind of complex scheduling need, that making sure that that doesn't get overlooked and that we're always accommodating for that. So there's a lot of opportunities there, and that's, where I see things going. Like there's accreditation, I can go on forever about the nuances of it, but I think the big three things is technology, training, and accreditation. We're audited and accredited by the same people as the health authority. And we take a lot of pride in that, and that's something that we are kind of pushing for industry-wide, that we think everybody should have to come and meet these standards for training, and just so that it benefits people of the province.
I'll tell you, you're so well-spoken, and you are so passionate and knowledgeable about what it is that you do every day. And I can only imagine that in the large-scale business that you lead every day for Provincial Homecare, that's its own reality. But there's also more that you're doing in the industry, if I'm not mistaken, to really help move the conversation forward in lobbying and advocacy and all the things you do. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. I was fortunate enough that recently I was elected as Vice President of the Homecare Association. So that's an excellent opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to playing a more active role in that. I'd previously had a board seat, but as Vice President, I get to be more involved, more engaged on the advocacy side of things, sitting on panels with the Department of Health and getting to really help drive the industry forward. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
That's amazing. So thank you so much for the work that you and your entire team do. Is there anything you want to say in this moment before we go to break to all the hardworking staff and loyal, I'll say, clients that you serve across the province?
Yeah, so just in conclusion, wrapping things up, I'd just like to give thanks to all the people involved in our organization, the other people involved in our management team. We wouldn't be able to do it without all of us working together, and the home support workers too. Like in every nook and cranny, it can be a thankless job, and I can't applaud them enough. One of my favorite parts of my job is getting to meet them through the different community things that we do, and Christmas parties and summer barbecues and all these things that we try and do to thank them for what it is that they do on a day-to-day basis. And it's always great to get to talk to them, and they always have these incredible stories of becoming really part of the family of their clients, and that's definitely the highlight. So I really appreciate the work that they do and getting to talk to them and then them sharing their stories.
Thank you so much. Will you come back again and hang out with us?
Absolutely, anytime.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Scott, Provincial Homecare. Check them out. Maybe someone across the province can use a little help aging in place. I love that. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and brr, it's cold up in here this time of year. And I think if you guys know what goes on in our city, one of the biggest and most important fundraising activities that happen coldest night of the year, it is part of the ecosystem of the incredible work that the team at Choices for Youth execute And I'm here with two all-stars under that umbrella tonight, Katie and Jen. How are you girls doing?
Doing great, Donnie.
Great. Yeah, thanks for having us.
So I will tell you that obviously, in the community, doing the work that you do over the amount of time that you've been doing it is so incredible. As someone who's in the community, to see that and the number of projects and implementations and campaigns that Choices for Youth does is pretty amazing. But for those who are watching tonight, just getting to know about the organization, Jen, I would love for you to let everybody know about Choices for Youth from your lens.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks again, Donnie, for having us on tonight. So Choices for Youth, we're a youth-serving nonprofit organization, and our focus is on ending youth homelessness. Now, how we do that is we focus on all the life areas of a young person. So we provide mental health supports, we provide on-site primary care. So for young people who don't have a family physician, they can see one on our site.
Wow.
We provide education, employment, and social enterprise programs. We run 4 social enterprise training and employment programs. And we also do early intervention and prevention programs. So we support young moms and their children in reaching their goals and supporting their kids and having better lives.
Wow. And so I want to say, I'm looking at some hattery there on the couch, and maybe you want to talk to us about it.
Absolutely. So coming up in about 2 weeks on Saturday, February 24th, we will be hosting our 11th annual Coldest Night of the Year. Coldest Night of the Year is a national event. It happens right across the country, owned by Blue Sea Foundation. And that's happening. And this year and every year for the last 7 years, here in Newfoundland and St. John's, Choices for Youth will be hosting Coldest Night of the Year. It's a very family-friendly, winter terrific is kind of how we phrase it, event where people come out, they fundraise, you sign up as a team, you can join as an individual. I've seen people put their sports teams in, they put in their work, and there's lots of different ways to get involved. And the big goal is to get out and raise as much funds as we can through peer-to-peer fundraising, through sponsorship, getting the community engaged, and we all get out and we walk in a walk around downtown St. John's in solidarity for vulnerable youth who are experiencing homelessness and insecurity.
So when it comes to this campaign, which I would say is one of the bigger ones that we see in the downtown area, and 2 years previous, well, not the 2 COVID years, taking part in that event, as myself and my team did, was unbelievable. The energy and just the vibe and how well organized it is, and the walk around the downtown, and even when you're walking with the groups of people, you feel cold. And yet that is nothing compared to the reality of the people that we are raising funds to help. And so what does that feel like for you and the team when the day is done and all of the efforts and months of planning and hard work is over your shoulder? What's that like for you guys?
I don't even know if I could put it into words. To share some insight. Last year was our first year back in person, following 2 years of virtual walks, which was not ideal, but again, they were very successful events. There's an amazing team who is behind the scenes, doing the day-to-day, getting the word out, doing the recruitment, engaging with people in the community, engaging with groups and sponsors, and the work that they do, it does not go unnoticed, and without that, it wouldn't happen. But it doesn't go if people don't come out, if people aren't fundraising. So there's, that just continues to grow each year. Last year, we put a goal of raising $50,000. And by the end of the day, on Coldest Night of the Year day, we had raised over $70,000.
Wow.
So even from that side of things, we weren't sure how it was going to go. Everybody's aware that the challenging times are very much among us. And to see the community rally together last year was phenomenal. And at the end of the year, we had a 7-hour to 11-hour day last year between setup and then the event goes like that. Of course. But when it's over, you reflect on the people who came out. And mind you, last year it felt like minus 27 degrees. Last year, Coldest Night of the Year, was in fact one of the very coldest days of the year. So just to see the community come out, and some people brought their children, they may have opted out of doing the walk, which we completely respected, always safety first.
Sure.
But to see them show up and participate and engage and contribute and fundraise, it's so heartwarming. We can't even put it into words. So big thanks to all those folks and to the folks who keep coming back year after year. We had some teams who have been with us since day one, who've joined, and they've been here 5 years, and their goal is to beat the goal that they had last year. And without those support from the community, individuals and groups, we wouldn't be able to do it. So I guess on that note, as you have seen, we do have these toques, and basically they're thank yous to folks who sign up, and they raise it's $150 or for a young person under the age of 17. It's $75, so it's more of a thank you and encourage people to get out and fundraise. If fundraising is a little intimidating to anybody who is interested in signing up, that's why we have a team. We're here to support them. We have tips for fundraising, how to get engaged. We oftentimes have previous year toques left over as well, so we encourage folks to don't let that stop you. Come on out, march with us in solidarity, and be part of the group. And your effort, your face matters. We want to see it.
And we don't need to be a team. We can come at you solo, and you can put us with a group and all these things.
Absolutely,
so
we're all a group. It's one big group at the end of the day, right? And we're all there for the same goal, the same reason. So absolutely, you can show up. We do ask that anybody who is interested in joining, they do register in advance. So that's at cnoy.ca/St. John's.
Or Google Choices for Youth, and any of those tentacles will get you to the mothership.
100%, however you need to get there. Just sign up in advance. Obviously, if you show up on event day, we won't turn you away. There will be a little bit of a registration process, but we're happy to have everybody on board. And we hope that we, achieve last year's results. This year, our goal is 55,000. We wanted to, still be cautious, but if we get the buy-in that we had last year, I think we're going to get there. So right now we're approaching, I think, 40 to 45% of our fundraising goal.
So I want to take this last couple of minutes of our hang here today and talk about the biggest issue that's tied so intimately to youth homelessness, and that is the state of homelessness and the need for housing in our province. And Jen, what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, Donnie, we're really seeing a growing need when it comes to housing, affordable housing in this province, and that's for all kinds of reasons, right? We're seeing increased Airbnbs, we're seeing decreased housing stock, but no matter the challenges, it's really rise to a crisis level over the last few months. Last year, we supported over 180 young people in getting housing in our community. We offer housing across the spectrum of housing, and yet we continue to see encampment situations in our city for the first time, and the needs continue to climb. So I think, from our perspective, there's so many things that really make a difference. Continuing to invest in affordable and supportive housing is really critical to our mandate, and we've actually committed to increasing our housing stock by 50% in the next 4 years. Wow. So we are really dedicated to addressing this, but we're also dedicated to ensuring that young people have wraparound supports, because homelessness is not just an issue of housing, but it's also an issue of mental health challenges, substance use, lack of employment opportunities, lack of basic needs, food insecurity. And so our goal at Choices for Youth is really to address all those key areas for a young person so that they can find stability. We pair that with housing, and then young people are well on their way to achieving their goals. So that's kind of where we're heading, but it takes a community approach. And we want to make sure that policymakers and certainly community agencies like ours, we're all working together to make sure that young people's needs are being addressed. And I think that's really how we can end youth homelessness.
That's amazing. I'll tell you what, thank you so much on behalf of everyone in the ecosystem of our province and the work that Choices for Youth, and you both as leaders of that, along with the hardworking folks that you work with to do all that you do. It's incredible, it's inspiring, and the need is rising. So will you come back on the show and talk to us again about the amazing initiatives and projects that you guys are doing at Choices for Youth?
In a heartbeat, Donnie.
I love it.
Maybe after the event, and we can talk about all the success that we had.
Oh my, come on back. Don't be shy. Just bring one of them toques.
Of course.
I'll make sure that I earn mine. Guys, I'll tell you what, coldest night of the year, it's coming up. Google Choices for Youth. Get involved in this incredible and very important fundraising initiative to help such an important subject in our province, homelessness and the development of youth. Thank you so much for the work that you do. We'll have you back on again. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back to wrap after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and as you're seeing here, the credits are rolling, the volunteers are volunteering, the staff are staffing, making these shows happen every week. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't tilt that camera for a hot second over to the corner of the room where my very own mom and dad are in the shadows of life. They come, they hang, and we even got a special little reserve for the Coady family moment going on over there. So wave to the camera, guys. Love it. Listen, guys, I'm so thankful to host this show and to meet these guests and to bring them all to you. We'll see you next time. And next time you see me, it might be out doing the coldest night of the year, wearing my toque. Thanks, Choices for Youth. See you next time.
Walking these winter streets again. The moon hangs heavy on nights like this. I've got a place to warm my hand. Unforgiving and alone. When your only friend is snow. It's easy to forget those who fall through the cracks. The ones who call these streets their home. When it's cold like this, does anybody miss the ones who were left out? Do we refuse to see, unless it was you or me who was the one left out in the cold?
I've seen you walk this way before. Eyes locked upon the frozen ground, trying to ignore the fact you and I are both just trying to make it through the same dark night. But the curse is better than the cure.
When it's cold like this, does anybody miss the ones who were left out? Do we refuse to see, unless it was you or me who was the one left out in the cold?
Now 3 a.m.'s long gone and I'm awake, 'cause there's no place to lay my head.
When it's cold like this, when it's cold like this, does anybody miss the ones who were left out? Do we refuse to see, unless it was you or me who was the one left out? Who was the one who was left out in the cold?
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
D-Day has finally arrived. The deadline is here.
It's NHL trade season.